Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Name parthasti kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana nanavaptam avaptavyam vartaiva cha karmani. I have no duty whatsoever in the three worlds, O dear Arjuna. However, still, and there is nothing that I need to gain, or there is nothing that I have already not gained, yet I work all the time. For what? For the welfare of all. So that is the idea of a true Bharatiya, according to me. What are our origins and where are we heading? And what is the path that we follow? It should be clear to us. Only then we can really achieve this idea of Bharatiya. But as I was contemplating on so many ideas, it occurred to me that Bharatiya is the one who's though born in India and grows in India, yet he works for the welfare of the whole world. So Bharatiya is not just the citizen of India, he is a world citizen who works for the welfare of all. And that idea, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, or Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, is a Bharatiya idea. It is not found in any other country of the world. They may have prayers, they may have such things for their family or their immediate neighborhood or community, but thinking about the whole world as one and working for all is true Bharatiya spirit. So Bharatiya, I felt, was a person who's born in India and yet he works for the welfare of the whole world. He's a perfect harmony, perfect blend of karma yoga, bhakti yoga, and jnana yoga. Bhakti yoga because he believes in that divinity and divinity of all. Jnana yoga because he understands that he himself or herself is divine and sees that divinity on all. And karma yoga because he works continuously for the welfare of all, like Lord Sri Krishna. Though born in India, though worked in India, so to say, with the Pandavas, yet his teachings today are practiced all around the world. Bhagavad Gita is the most translated book in the whole world in most languages. And people from West and East, whether Hindus or any other people, even scientists, they follow Bhagavad Gita, which is teaching of Lord Krishna. So Lord Krishna did not cross the country, but his teachings crossed the borders and reached faraway lands and inspire humanity even today. So that is the idea of Bharatiya, that who might be born in India and has a citizenship of India, but still works for the welfare of all, the whole world. That is the true spirit of being a Bharatiya. So what has it got to do with Sri Lanka? Naturally, if you're a Bharatiya, you will think about the welfare of all people. There was an invitation to go to Sri Lanka by the Adinam there in Mannar, where it is a relatively underdeveloped area. And they asked for some service activity because they thought only through service can we unite all religions and all sections of the society. Because just religion is not helping to create bridges, it's actually more divisive than uniting, and therefore something which goes beyond the idea of religion and social status and such divisions should be implemented in Sri Lankan. That northern part of Sri Lanka is what they had requested. And I asked them, what is that they want us to do? It's something if you can do which can be done for all people without any discrimination, then people will be happy and that will bring more unity. So we started with the Annapurna breakfast seva, and with that it begins because I told them that, see, we might be different people born in different countries, but we feel the same hunger. When we are hungry, it's not an Australian hunger or Indian hunger or African hunger or American hunger. We feel the same pangs of hunger. That is how God has created us as equals. So when we believe that that hunger is same, the pangs of hunger is same, then why should everybody not get access to food, good food, to satisfy that hunger? Similarly, when we are sick, we all feel the same sickness. Why should we all not get the same health care? When we are ignorant, we all suffer with the same ignorance. Then why should we not be given wisdom and knowledge? So these are basics. That's how God has created us. He ensured that everybody feels hungry, whether rich or poor, whether man or animal. So that in that idea of hunger, we get united. We can sympathize with each other. We can feel for each other. We can understand each other in these unifying principles of simple things like hunger. So that was the idea of uniting people through giving them nutritious food. And that is one way of satisfying the need of the people, at the same time bringing unity. On the other end, this was on the west side or northern side. The other side was eastern side. That's where we have this hospital. A lot of hard work has gone in to build that hospital. It was not easy. especially in a country which is very restricted in its policies, and going through COVID, and then going through an economic crisis, and through all these things, bringing equipments, people, material. Nothing is manufactured over there. Very little manufacturing happens. Everything is more or less imported, and from tiles to fixtures to electrical fittings to simple things also had to be imported. And all that was done with the great support of this team in Sri Lanka, and also, of course, the team Hatton Plantations, whom I told to do business only to help the Sri Lanka hospital. But nevertheless, they also have employed so many thousands of people. And when our girl students interacted with those girls who are the daughters of the estate workers, who have been given some leadership and administrative roles, they were so thrilled to see our girls. And their first impression was, and you can understand where they come from with this, they felt these girls, our girls, are postgraduate students, yet they are so humble. And those girls who are in the plantation, they're only past 10th or 12th at best. So when they looked at our girls, they were very impressed that these girls are studying, and they are studying so much. They're all the way till postgraduate. It means that not being able to study beyond school is an equal problem between India and Sri Lankan, at least the girls. And they got inspired. They said, we also want to study. They sent a lot of WhatsApp messages. I did not go to meet them, but they sent messages through their managers to me that they also want to study like our students. They also want to further educate themselves beyond their schooling, and they were praying that you should do something. Then I asked our students, if we have to teach them, then you will have to go to Sri Lanka. Will you go? And all those girls said, wherever you send, we will go. That is the spirit of a Bharatiya. Wherever you send. Tomorrow, if the need is in Sri Lanka to teach and educate more girls, okay, we will go there and teach that. If there is need in Sri Lanka to operate on more patients, we will go to Sri Lanka and do. If tomorrow there is a need to go anywhere else in the world also, we are ready to go. Why? Because we are Bharatiyas who are interested in the welfare of the whole world. And therefore, we will go to any extent to look after them, to do good for them. That also should be incorporated into the spirit of being Bharatiya. So this idea is so very all encompassing, so broad minded, so very elevating in this world which is otherwise torn with strife and wars and such selfish material ideas. This idea of Bharatiya being interested in the welfare of all is such a refreshing idea which heals the world. And this is visible only through the actions, not by words, because you can have conferences, but that won't help anybody. Working is what is going to be required, and that is what we are doing. And slowly, governments are recognizing the good work that we are doing, be it in Fiji Islands on that side, all the way till North America on this side. Governments are recognizing that this is the way forward. This is how world can be healed. This is how world can be united by serving the most neglected and disadvantaged sections of the society without any selfish motives in the spirit of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is the only way to heal the world. And who can show the way? Only Bharatiyas can show the way, because we have been taught this from ancient times. So, what am I trying to say? What am I trying to do? I'm trying to create a platform, a model for all of us to participate and work for the welfare of all. And why it should happen only that Bharatiyas are doing? No, not true. In Sri Lanka, people from around the world have participated, from the US, from the UK, from Singapore, from Australia, from the Middle East, from America. People have contributed for building that hospital. They have stayed there and worked for it. They are also Bharatiyas in their spirit. They might have been born in another country, but because they subscribe to the idea of being a global citizen, a world citizen, working for the welfare of all, they're also Bharatiya. That's what I mentioned. Your spirit should be Bharatiya. That is most important. Otherwise, a lot of people born in India have no pride in our culture or heritage. They only find faults with everything. And always one leg is outside when they can escape this country and do whatever for themselves. Whereas there are so many people from around the world who have supported these hospitals in India. And let me tell you, when I was talking to somebody and I was mentioning to them, in the last 10 years, the amount of finances that have come to our institutions to build these hospitals, 90% of it has come from outside India, and not from India, not from so called Indians. It has come from outside. Though, are they not true Bharatiyas? They are supporting this work. Similarly, we are going out and supporting what we can. So, for me, this idea of globalization should be this: globalization is not just trade and commerce. or exchange of resources. Globalization should be this idea that we are one global family, one world family. And this idea is to be propagated and promoted, and you children have to take this forward. I'm only laying the road for you, but walking you have to do. And you have to go to faraway lands and teach this whole idea from our higher spirituality, from Vedanta, all the way till serving the needs of the society, the basic physical needs of the society. All that spectrum of work we have to cover. That's why on one side there are teachers getting ready, doctors getting ready. On the other side, see those Vedic students from our Veda Pathshala getting ready. And call anybody and ask, why are you studying in Veda Pathshala? And they'll give you a good lecture on what is their future vision, that they will study here, but they will go out around the world and they will preach this idea of Indian Sanatana Dharma to the whole world. That is what they tell me. That is what people ask them and they reply. They're very clear in what their mission is in the future. They want to go to other countries and also teach Sanatana Dharma. And I was mentioning some time ago when we started this Paravidya workshops that Sanatana Dharma will be the most subscribed religion in the world. People will naturally get gravitated towards this idea of Sanatana Dharma because it's so broad minded. It demolishes all the boundaries and discrimination. It encompasses and embraces everyone in that one spirit of one global family, united in divinity. That idea is so very liberating. And the whole world will come to learn that. But unfortunately, there won't be many people to teach them correctly. So I have to also create teachers who can explain to them, clear their doubts, and give them the right understanding of Sanatana Dharma. So much of good work lies ahead of us, and just not possible for me alone to do, or some of you of us to do. Every one of us has to be a part of it. That is the idea of this Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. I saw there were some students with birthday trays, they were seeking blessings, and one of them said, please help me to grow and become like you so that you can rest and I will work. That is what that boy was saying. And I was very excited because this is what I told my guru. You make me like you so that you can rest and I will work. And nothing goes unfulfilled. I always say this is Sankalpa Bhumi. Anything sincerely you pray for, you will get blessed to do that. And today, that parampara I am taking forward. Tomorrow, somebody has to take it forward from me. And it has to only become better than what is being done now. Every generation should bring more value, more, spread more breadth to this idea of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, and that is what this boy was telling. And I remember when we were in Germany and there was some couple of youth and they were asking these questions, and one of them very sincerely asked, I don't think even understood, from European country. When he asked that, Swami, how can I help you? So I want to help you in this mission, but how can I help you? What is the best way to help you? The answer was, the only way to help me is to become me. Because if one Sai Baba can do so much work, imagine two Sai Babas, what they can achieve. That was the answer. Though it was a very light, it was light conversation, everybody laughed and clapped, but it's very deep. If one Sai Baba can do so much, two Sai Babas, imagine what they can do. And if 10 of them join together, and thousands of them, and 10,000 of them, and 100,000 of them, what it can do to the world, unimaginable. Now, Sai Baba does not mean you can physically become Sai Baba. What it means to embody the spirit that Sai Baba represents. The idea of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam he represents. The idea of a true Bharatiya he represents. That idea of each one of us, whether girls or boys, whether Indians or foreigners, if they can imbibe and personify, imagine 100,000 spirited Sai Babas, what they can do to this world. There won't be a single person who is going to be suffering in this world. Difficulties may be there, setbacks may be there, but there won't be any suffering because everybody has become a jnani. They understand this is the nature of the world. Ups and downs are a part of the world. You have to go through it. Nobody will complain about it. Nobody will suffer within. They will go through the motions of the life. Just now, as I was blessing some of these parents, on the other end, as ladies were sitting. And it really makes me very happy. Let me tell you, I'm so glad that all these campuses and the parents of these campuses, children, they have taken my instruction, my wish so seriously, and they are coming for their service at the hospital over here. And my only ask was, In a year, please serve for 15 days minimum, and 1 week you must spend in a hospital here in Mudanalli. So you understand what is going on. This is the center of the mission. This is the heart of the mission. At the same time, another 1 week you serve in any of the place, anywhere, in any campus, any project. So they are coming batch by batch, and I saw people from Mandya, from Koppal, from various other places. They are all coming together. They're all talking to each other, understanding how each of their children are benefiting from this system and how we are benefiting thousands of more outside who are not related to us. We have no obligation, no duty whatsoever. Yet we do for them out of love. That is transforming them. They're grateful that they have got these opportunities. This has to be imbibed and this has to be spread in all campuses across. And I'm very happy to meet. Every time I come and see parents sitting on the other side, I become very happy. And I was walking, and then one lady told, स्वामी जी मुझे आपसे कुछ बोलना है. I want to say something to you in Hindi. कोई भी इस दुनिया में रोना नहीं चाहिए. Nobody should cry in this world. Everybody should be happy. This is the feeling that she had. And I told her, पवित्र मन से प्रार्थना करो. Pray from the purest heart that let nobody be unhappy. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha. Pray from the depths of your heart. And really it will materialize. How? This is the process. More and more will become transformed. More and more will embody the spirit of Sai Baba, of serving and loving everybody. More and more people will be transformed in the process. And it will spread like wildfire. It will cure the world of this disease of selfishness. It will heal the world of its such a tormented past. It will create a very soothing, bright, and beautiful future for every citizen of the world. That is possible with transformation that is taking place in here now. And this transformation is the way forward. So each one of us have to live this way. Don't think selfishly. God is capable of providing for everybody. You don't have to worry about your personal welfare. It will be looked after. Even in Sri Lanka, I was talking to one of these music students. He was asking a question. So I asked him, "Do you have any money?" He said, "No, because he does not have any money. He does not have take from his parents. I only look after him." So then I was searching for some money in my bag, but I realized that there's no money in my bag also because I never look into my bag whether I have kept any money for travels. So I searched, I found a little money, I gave it to him, said that, "See, this is my problem. I don't even think whether I have kept any money, and while traveling, if I need, what will happen? I have no idea. Whatever is there, I go like this, and I believe that something will happen and people will take care." And then this fellow asked me, "Are you not afraid? You don't become anxious that you don't have bank balance, you don't have properties, you don't have family, you don't have money?" I said, "Never for a day I have felt like anxious about it. Because I have considered the whole world as my family. I consider everybody as my own. And I have complete faith that if such a day comes, which will never, but should such a day come, I can always knock on any door in any part of the world and they will accept me as a member of their family. I am never afraid of that." And that fearlessness is again Bharatiya fearlessness because it believes in the higher power of divinity. A Bharatiya believes that his welfare will be looked after. And let me tell you, when you lead a selfless life, you lead a fearless life, it is the most beautiful, happiest life that you can ever lead. With all the wealth and property and families and all the power in your control, you cannot be as happy as you live when you live like me, who is fearless, selfless, and not worried about, anxious about what's going to happen at an individual level and also at the institutional level. I know as long as we are doing selfless work, this will go on. These last 10, 12 years is a proof that if we really are selfless, things will go on and go on. They'll go better than what it was in the previous year, even get better with every passing year. And I'm seeing that it happen in front of our eyes. So where is the question of being anxious and fearful? And that is what I was explaining to the girls also at the sunset time. That see, every sunset is a reminder that now it's time to offer all that we could do today to the feet of Lord. This is all that we could do today. Good, bad, perfect, imperfect, with all our sincerity, we have tried to serve the Lord. And now at the end of the day, as the sun goes down, we offer everything at the Lord's feet and go to rest. And if the divine decides to wake us up next morning because he thinks we are worthy of serving him, then he will definitely wake us up. And if he wakes us up, it is now his responsibility to feed us, to care for us, to look after us so that we can serve him. So every day we are waking up with every sunrise, remember God has faith in us. God has a mission for us. God has work for us. That's why He's waking us up. Otherwise, Haritani Misha, nobody knows whether we will wake up next day. And our day we have spent in serving God. And when we again come to this sunset time, we must offer all these things, saying, "God, you woke me up. You gave me whatever I needed to do your work. I have done my best. Accept it. And I offer it all to your feet. And I go to sleep." And if you find me worthy of your grace, your service, I know you will wake me up tomorrow again and make me do what you want me to do. What a beautiful way of living. Indians lived like that always. That was true Bharatiya spirit. They woke up before the sun rose, prayed to God, lived throughout the day in service of God. Whatever they did, teachers, agriculturists, temple priests, kings, rulers, whatever their job, they did in the spirit of service to the divine. At the end of the day, they all offered everything back and went to sleep. This is how a Bharatiya should live every day. And this is how everybody who believes in Bharatiya culture should live every day. Whichever country you are born in, that doesn't matter to me. You embody this spirit. This idea should be taught to our children. But ideas cannot be taught by just talking about it. They have to be manifested in letter and spirit, in our everyday actions, in our thought, word, and actions. So our teachers, our elders have to live this idea. The senior students have to live this idea. Only then the younger ones will pick it up and they will take it forward from there. So please practice this idea of Bharatiya, who is interested in the welfare of all, irrespective of geographies, caste, societal divisions, or religions, irrespective of everything. He is interested in welfare of all because he believes in the unity of all as divinity. That's all should be the idea of Bharatiya. And I'm very glad that how mission is expanding to foreign lands and how many people are so grateful. They're catching my hand and thanking me. I tell them I didn't do anything. All these people have done the work. I only guided them what to do. But they're so grateful. They're so grateful holding our hands and thanking us for the gift that they have received. The doctors are grateful for giving them a facility like this to operate upon those patients, which wasn't there in 75 years of Sri Lanka's history. One cath lab was not there in the eastern province. Today it is there. And very interestingly, one person who was visiting his family and he works in Qatar, as most of the people go out and work for a good life. So he was visiting his family at that point of time in Batiklo and he had a heart attack. And because of our cath lab, which was really available at that point in time, the person was saved. If suppose there was something like this happen, who was not having a facility, even if you had money, you could not have done anything about your life because you didn't have a facility. You had doctors, you had a patient, you had money to do things, but no equipment, no facility. Person would have died. But this helped to survive. And that is what I said. When you save a father, you save the whole family who the father is looking after. You save a mother, you save the whole family that mother is looking after. You save a child, you save the future of the family, future of the world. Not just the country, future of the world you save because every child is contributing to that glorious future. So every time we do a little act of goodness, it has tremendous impact on the future of the whole world, the collective future of the world, which we all share. This spirit has to be inculcated in all of us. Don't be ever afraid of your personal welfare. If you're looking after the welfare of others, God is there to look after you. But develop this deep faith and stop hiding, hoarding. And somebody wrote in one of the Bharatiya letter, Bharatiyas are those who do not hide and hoard. They are there to share and care for all. I love that idea. This hiding, hoarding, amassing, this is all very non-Bharatiya idea. Bharatiya idea is that if God has provided for things for me today and somebody needs it more than me, if I have more, I will share. Tomorrow again, God will provide for me, I know. That fearlessness, that selflessness is Bharatiya. Somebody wrote that also in one of the letters, and I really loved it. Shankaracharya Bhagavad Pada says, no? He says that the one who has no desire, no attachment, kasya sukham na karoti viragaha. The one who lives like this, where is the question of he not being happy? Others may think not happy because he doesn't have a bungalow to live in, car to drive, and family to take care, food to eat. He is sleeping under a tree. All these things they will think that he is not happy, but deep within that person is very happy because he is living in a detached way, fearless way, selfless way. That is the idea of Bharatiya. If everybody can embody this spirit, I said, if everybody can become another Sai Baba in that way, imagine the transformation it can bring about in the world. And but to become somebody, you have to unbecome yourself. That is the first criteria. Unbecoming is the game. Becoming is not the game because you already are that. Unbecoming all that you are not. You're not supposed to be. That is the whole idea. That idea is to become selfless and fearless. As you live with these institutions, work with these institutions where everybody is working with this true spirit of service and sacrifice, you will get transformed. Each one of you will get transformed, whether children, parents, devotees, just visitors, or just listeners to all these discourses. As they keep working closely with each other, each of them will have a transforming effect on the other. And that is how we can transform the whole world. So think like this at all times. This is your duty. This is your responsibility, not towards only yourself, because you have to, Atmano Mokshartham is important for you. But Jagadhitaya is also important for you. And that is why all these ideas have to be practiced. And we are also opening new operation theaters. We had earlier few operations, we have added 2 more. And with that, we also will start the full-fledged cardiac care facilities over here, which means adult as well as pediatric surgeries will happen on a regular basis. And the idea is we are opening so many hospitals around the world, we don't get the right kind of doctors, surgeons. So I've also spoken to the Ministry of Health, and we have thought about creating an integrated course in cardiology, pediatric cardiac surgery, which means it will squeeze your training time from 9-10 years, which is the regular method, to just 6 years under our university college, which will become the new course. And I think, I'm hoping, if everything goes right, from next year we can institute. So those who have done their graduation in medicine, they can apply for those courses and continue and finish their training faster. That will include general surgery, cardiothoracic surgery, pediatric cardiac surgery, all squeezed into a short frame of time. Because you have a load of work is clinical work is lots here. So you get a lot of exposure, and that's why you can pick up those skills very fast. So with that is another idea how you can get trained, and then you can go to Sri Lanka, you can go to Fiji, you can go to any other country also and do this surgeries for us, for these hospitals. So that is also there, and teachers also are required around the world. So those who become professors, teachers, they also have opportunity to teach everywhere else. So this is the beauty of us, this mission. It's expanding, reaching every country. Today we are 33, 35 countries, but a day will come more than 100, 150 countries works will be going on in their own way. Not every country needs the same help. Depends on what they need, we will provide that. But who will provide that? You all have to join hands and provide that. So that is the mission. Remind yourself all the time. Smaranityam anityatam. Daily remember what is my purpose and what is not my purpose also. So that you are very clear in your mind. With this idea, let us continue to serve and live and love all the people that we come across. And for those whom we don't come across, pray. Pray for their welfare. At least sitting here, if you pray sincerely, definitely it will have an effect on the betterment of the world.